All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with another episode of coming from Awesome Radio, and that is 1570 AM WECU here in Eastern North Carolina. We love to love that powerful station. It's got a lot of shows, got a lot of ministry, a lot of work, you know, based on Proverbs 16:3. Reading my notes here and Christian radio, with its special touch. So I'm glad to be here with Miss Nada Manning. This is Let's Talk Real Life, and we're on a roll here. So we want to get into the subjects, but you can follow us on social media, Awesome Radio Facebook, Awesome Radio YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, and make a comment. And also a partner we have, GPAT 23 is a local access channel with a lot of our great shows over there as well. And you can find those on Facebook and YouTube. All right, well, let's get started. We got a lot of meat to cover. And we're going to go ahead and introduce the host of the show, Miss Nada Manning.
Hello, we're back.
That's right.
Here we are, bubbling over and trying to get some information out and trying to get some things done. We're going to talk this time about what men misinterpret about female.
There's a list of 18 things, okay? It's on the modestman.com, okay? Modestman.com. And it's where our content comes from today. 18 things men misinterpret about female behavior. And this is going to be a roller coaster because women can be hard to read. No doubts, because not because they're playing games, but men most often decode their actions through the wrong filter. Yeah, right. They playing games. Come on. I'm already starting out on the wrong foot.
Yes, you are. You are starting out on
some women are hard to read. Yes. And you're going to tell me that every woman that's hard to read, that's always what it is, that they're true to themselves.
No,
and
I'm not saying that.
It's wrong for me to think that they're playing games.
Sometimes. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are some women, like there are some men, that really do not play games. But if we want to compare apples and oranges, we're going back to the fruit again. I would say that men, well, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's just as many men playing games as it are women. Because these women today, yes, many of them do play games.
That's what I want to hear you say. We're talking about women today.
We do have a tendency, and a game is a game. And I dare say that the women have, some women, I would say maybe the more mature woman, I would put it that way. The more mature woman, to me, is less likely to play games than the younger women. Why is that? Because we mature women have already, I guess might not be nice to say, some of us women, not me, but there are some women out there that played games back in the day. Some older women still do play games, but I think for the most part, most of the seasoned women today, I'm going to say 55 and up, 50, 55 and up. Mm-hmm. Most of them are not playing games anymore.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that was so cute. Anymore,
because I cannot say that all women do not play games. There are some out there that do play games, and they play it different ways. I mean, they can play games with a man and his children. They playing games with the relationship, men to men, not men to men, woman to man relationships. So playing the game, some of them play games right along with the man. For example, the first of the month, as we know, the first 2 weeks of every month is a lot of cash flow going on. And a lot of these women look forward to spending what they have, and they spend it in the wrong places. And the men, being men, I'm not downing all of them, but some of those men out there, they ready to capitalize off that. Because why? The woman, in a lot of cases, not all cases, the woman, the mother, may have one or two children at home or not, have a tendency to be more free, more available. I'm trying to be nice and candid about this. I'm just trying to sweeten it up. Be more available for the man, and the man, being a man, he's not going to turn it down. Because why? It gives him an opportunity to get what he get it for sometime free, and sometime it may cost him. And the woman is willing to just dish it out.
How did you, it's interesting how you came up with that, the axis of the man getting from the woman. How did you make that decision? Did you just say that, or did you just, how did you even come up with that? That it's a lot of cash flow in the beginning of the month, and the men just see opportunity.
Yeah.
How did you make that decision that it was going to be the man looking for the money and not the woman looking at the man for the money?
Well, the woman is the one that usually get the money every month.
And yeah, how do you get that? So are you saying women make more money than men?
No.
Or the people in your life?
No.
Men, do you make more money than the men in your life?
No.
That's what I'm saying. How did you say what you just said, though? Out of curiosity.
Okay. The first of the month, every month, is when some women, not everybody, some women get the extra income. They get income. They get paid from social services. They get child support. They get all that. So they have this extra money, lump sum of money that comes in every month, I would say between the 1st and the 15th. Okay, the 1st and the 15th, we all know, life tells us, let's talk real life. When those men know when those monies are coming in, here they come. Ready to get right on over there.
The audience is going to love what I'm about to say too.
And they're loving what I'm saying too, but that might not
sound.
How
are you saying that how are you picking this demographic of people on social assistance to prove your point about money and men taking women serious? How are you saying most people get food stamps and most people get paid the 1st of the month and the 15th if they get paid bi-weekly, or they get paid monthly, but how are you using that on an example of poor people who get assistance and poor men who go after the women that get the check? It's interesting. Why I was just trying to figure why you were using that analogy to prove your point.
Because it's a fact. That's why.
Well, who are you talking about? The black population or the white population?
I don't think it's
white people get more food stamps than black people.
I didn't put it in demographics. I said,
yeah, you did. The demographics is the poor people that you're talking about that need social assistance. But why can't it be that women get paid at the top of the month, no matter what social class they are in, whether they need social assistance or they got a job? So you just told the women that work a job that's got a career. Well, everybody's got some kind of career. Well, not everybody's got a career, but you just told them you work at the bank, you get your check and you make more than your husband. He don't have to come for you because you work at the bank. But the woman that don't work at the bank, that get a welfare check, they coming for her. I just didn't get it. I see your point, but I was wondering why you use that population. When I asked you for an example, you said the one who get food stamps or the one who get a check, some type of social assistance. That was your example.
The topic here is men interpretations. Is that what's the topic?
Yeah. Many men confuse women I can't even spit it out now. When a woman is being polite, okay, and a woman is being nice and laughing, along with you, is that a
That's not the
clue
topic.
that she likes you?
No, that's not the topic. I asked you what is the topic for this show this time. Something about interpretations, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. You mean the whole topic?
Yes.
18 things men misinterpret about female behavior.
Right. And that's what I was zooming in on. With female behavior, men misinterpretation. Men misinterpretation and female behavior. The men misinterpret. They may not be misinterpreting it because it happens all the time. But the women's behavior, every first of the month, between the 1st and the 15th, their behavior, if you walk out there to Walmart, you walk out there to the stores in the street the first 15 days of the month, you can see the busyness. You can see the crowd. Not that it's not crowded all the time. But if you stay out there and be observant enough, you will see how the men have a tendency to cling into and you can see it on the news even. These domestic issues that come up, usually it's a male and a female involved. And if it's two men fighting, it's fighting over a female. And if it's two women involved, it's fighting over a man. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I'm saying all this to say, when that income come in, that is an indicator, not always, but many times there's an indicator that there is some misinterpretation there because the man is coming to her for whatever he can get from her, and she's willing to give it up because that's her man. Now, is that a misinterpretation? I don't know if that's a good word to use, but my point is, and I didn't write down that question. I want to keep writing that.
Well,
that
the misinterpretations are going to be more specific as I go. Like I just read number 1, but that wasn't the title. I had to go back to what spurred you to come up with your scenario there about men misinterpreting a woman's behavior. And that was yours. That a man misinterpreted a woman's behavior when she get paid, and the woman is taken advantage of in the process. And you're saying the woman don't intend to give up her money to him, or there's the misinterpretation that's going to lead to a negative result. But
sometimes she knows what she's doing. Many times she knows what she's doing. That's her behavior. That's something that's a routine for her every month. And it's a routine for him as he knows where to go and who to go to. Now,
so you talking about freeloaders then? You that's a different population than
we talking about behavior.
Well, I understand that, but there's no misinterpret. I'm about to take you out of the misinterpretation category if you don't say the woman don't intend to do this. You're talking about two people that's codependent on each other, dysfunction. They're addicted to the dysfunctional relationship of her giving her money to him every time he come around and get paid in exchange for emotional support or whatever. Yeah, that's not a misinterpretation.
But the misinterpretation can be in there. It can be a role. It depends on what's going on between them two. The misinterpretation is the lack of communication, for one thing, can lead to some misinterpretation. Because you're saying, sir, you're going to come over my house on the 2nd or the 3rd or whatever date it is, and we're going to do thus and so. Okay. He probably will show up, but okay, is it going to be the way that they had said it was going to be? So the misinterpretation is you said you was going to do this and that and the other, and I'm looking forward to you doing that because that's what you said. So it's misinterpreted because she's expecting one thing, and that wasn't what his intent was.
Hold it right there. She's expecting.
Because that's what they already talked about.
The misinterpretation is coming from the woman. Because Now I'm processing this as we talk. If you got a pitcher and a batter. The batter is expecting the pitcher to throw the ball. The batter knows the pitcher got to throw a strike, but the strike zone, the batter don't know if he's gonna throw a slider, if he gonna throw a curveball, he gonna throw a fastball. The batter is the one in control. The batter should not get up there in front of that pitcher if he does not know and sure about his chances of winning. He's taking a very big risk. That woman who lets that man come over to her house and freeload and take her money by showing her, saying one thing to her, but then time he get over there and kiss her on the cheek and get her hot and bothered, then he got run of the whole house and get her to give him some cash. That's codependency to your own foolishness. But the misinterpretation is she let that dude in the house. And then she got weak to his game.
Are you trying to say that women are the only ones that get weak to the game? We talking
No.
about men here.
No, I'm saying we're talking about men, but we're talking about, okay, let's table this one and go to another one and see if this will mature the subject that they wrote. Okay, hold that thought right there. And I'm not trying to control the conversation. Hold that thought. Okay, here's a couple of subjects that we're going to go through. We may not go through all of them. When she's being polite, men misinterpret that for her flirting. When she's laughing at the jokes, men misinterpret. There you go. I just made a word. When she's texting late at night, men misinterpret that for her talking to somebody else. When she compliments you, when she shares personal stories, men misinterpret that. They dig in and think she's thinking one thing. When she says we should hang out sometime, men misinterpret that, thinking there's going to be sex involved. When she's active on social media, men think that they can jump in the DM and say whatever they want, and sometimes feel like they can send some dirty pictures over to somebody. When she says you're such a good friend. So there are a lot of, especially number 10, and I'll bring this up. Maybe we can start with it. When she's comfortable around you. What do you feel? That's where we're at there. When she's comfortable around you. Let's go to that one. Because that's what you're saying. Somebody is exploiting that woman's comfort zone by taking advantage of her financially. So let's read this so I won't be doing my own interpretation. Some men confuse comfort for chemistry. When a woman relaxes, laughs freely, or dresses casually around you, it may mean she feels safe, not necessarily that she's attracted to you. Women crave emotional safety, especially around men they trust. Don't mistake her ease for romantic signals. Instead, take it as a compliment. You've earned her trust. Just don't pressure her to turn that comfort into something more.
Okay.
Does that sound about what we're talking about right there?
Yeah,
because this is a guy that you was talking about coming over, and then he gonna make a whole lot more out of it than he should. Okay, then the last sentence they said is, just don't pressure her to turn that comfort that she has around you, that she dresses casual. She might put on some tight blue jeans. But she's not trying to, she's just wearing what she's wearing comfortable. She ain't trying to get Daisy Duke around you for you to start lusting and this, that, and the other. But I'm going to read it. You've earned her trust. Don't pressure her to turn that comfort into something more.
And that goes into what I was saying a few minutes ago, because if it's something that's repetitive, he comes over around the same time every month. He spends a little time with her, and She's thinking that she's developing something there, and he's coming there, and so it's some misinterpretation there somewhere. Somebody is not communicating what the point is.
Okay, now you're gonna get this more than I'm gonna get it. Fool me once, shame on me.
Yep.
Fool me twice.
And it ain't gonna be no third time.
Okay, so the accountability of that woman feeding into that toxic relationship needs to kick in at some point. And yes, it is a total. It's a total takedown the first couple of times. And then what we're talking about right there is really deep, because when women try to get out of things like that, relationships like that, they'll find that they are addicted to struggle. They exchange toxic behavior. They exchange misery. Misery loves company. And in betwixt those things, yes, money gets exchanged. You wound up addicted to that behavior. And so, yeah, she'll let them come over. But the responsibility of the person to break that chain, to break that habit, to me, lies with her. I was thinking that you were choosing women, but I say women come from men, because I grew up seeing that happen from my dad.
Women come.
He got paid every month.
Yeah.
Same time, same amount of money. $777.77. A VA check.
You okay. Now that everybody knows that.
Women folk knew he got paid. So here they come. We open the liquor store. Who we talking about tonight? Men or women? Let me look. It says the things that I got to stay on point, because I don't want to be talking about the wrong gender. These are things that the men do that misinterpret about women's behavior. Yeah. We're the victim here. I mean, we're the aggressors in this thing here. But yeah, so I was just wondering why you going after the woman, but he should only be able to get as much as he can get, because at some point he's gonna deplete that woman more than once, and that'll be her time to get out of that abusive behavior. But it's not only physical, it's mental too. So that one right there is up in the air of how she can break that soul tie. If she giving him her body, oh boy, she just as much in it. They both stuck. I ain't trying to let the man out of it. The man, he can't break it either. Because if he laying down with her, man, that's a spiritual bond. That's a connection. You know, and she might have laid down with him to start with, thinking it was just gonna be for fun and recreation. No, there ain't no fun and recreation, man. You tying it in. You know, she giving him money and stuff. Don't you think he coming back? So that's her life, her hard-earned blood, sweat, money that she earns, that she works for.
Mm-hmm. So the misinterpretation there is what? That she the one that's all in, or you just describe him being the one that's all in right there.
Well, the man has misinterpreted her
behavior,
comfort zone, and her behavior as saying he could get anything he wants from her, right, when he's actually taking advantage of her. She's not being generous. She's actually giving money away she shouldn't. This is sacrificial behavior. She's self-destructing on his behalf. And he's misinterpreting those signals as, oh yeah, sure, you can have $100. The fact that he come around because she likes the attention. And it might be good attention, but it's only on the 1st and the 15th of the month that he coming.
Right. So that makes it awkward. That's the only time. So it makes it kind of difficult for her. And eventually, I would think her behavior will begin to change.
Eventually. But because they're addicted to it, it'll go away and he'll stop coming. And guess what? Hey, what you doing? I ain't heard from you in a while.
Oh, that's her calling?
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't gonna call her, huh?
No, I'm saying that was proving my point. That's addictive behavior.
Who's calling who?
She's calling him.
Right.
People get, and I'm proving my point. People get addicted. They say they hate something happening, and I've been in crisis management for years. You give a homeless person a house sometime, they're gonna go through changes. They're gonna act days where they're gonna act a few days like they don't want that house that you just provided for them.
Right.
That's a hard pill to swallow when you're doing a rescue, but it's psychological. So if you know, I'm not trying to talk about women because I try to tell you, no, let's stick to men, let's stick to women. But you take that man out of her life that come over there to see her on the 1st and the 15th and steal her money. Okay, I'm agreeing with you. Take him away. And don't she call him after the 2nd month? Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, most likely you're right.
Yes, exactly. For one reason or the other. Now it won't be because she giving him money either. It's because of that whatever they got between them.
Mm-hmm. And so where does the misinterpretation come when he no longer comes around? What do you call that?
I don't know. It's not a misinterpretation because if he's not coming around, somebody's trying to solve the problem.
She's
trying to break it off. Or he's trying to break it off. Or he
That's
realized what he's doing. So what now?
That's what I mean. If she started looking for him to come after the 2nd month and he don't show up no more, sound like to me it's him breaking it off.
Yeah, he's trying to break it off. He might have found something better.
Right. So he thinks.
Something more. Yeah. So he thinks. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's running a game.
Right.
He's running game.
So is that not misinterpretation?
I don't know. I think it's just choice. That's just the strong survive. I think I'm gonna go where the money goes. I'm gonna go where the cash flow is. I'm gonna go where I can get the most for my game.
Yeah.
I do this for that one over there, but I ain't got to do nothing for that one over there. All I got to do is show up. So I think that's perfect interpretation for somebody, a player.
Right.
He can take the path of least resistance.
Okay. So as we continue to talk about this misinterpretation of the woman's behavior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got another one.
Yeah.
All right. Now this one you might like.
Oh, I might like.
When she's independent. Now I haven't read this one, so I'm gonna read it. Okay, so it's basically saying before I read it, let's get the premise right. A man's misinterpretation of her behavior when he finds a woman that's independent. So let's see what this paragraph says the misinterpretation is. Okay?
And then I can say my point.
Yeah, you can say your point. Okay. Men sometimes misread independence as disinterest. Okay, I know where they're going so far. Sometimes misread independence. When they meet a woman that's independent, they think that she's not interested in him. So that's disinterest. A woman who has her own goals, routines, and confidence isn't necessarily keeping you at arm's length. In other words, she got her own stuff. She ain't just holding her hand out saying, stop right there, don't get no closer. She's not doing that, according to this interpretation. She's just self-sufficient. Women today value equality in relationships, and independence is part of that. Rather than trying to win her over, show that you respect her autonomy, which is her ability to stand alone. She's not testing you, she's showing you who she is. So, misreading a woman like that, in a lot of ways, we'll take it as, oh, you don't need me? You don't want me? You got everything you want in life. What you need me for? Well, they're saying, no, that's not the case. She's just showing you who she is, and she's got her own goals. So, and she's not trying to keep you back. She might want you to come on. She's just trying to show you who she is, that she's a lioness, and hear her roar, and don't be intimidated by the fact that she got it going on. Well, what men will do is, if you trying to show me what you got, I'm going to try to show you what I got. So it's saying, rather than trying to win her over by saying, see, I can do this. I got this in the bank. I drive this kind of car. Or I got this kind of job. Rather than trying to win and impress her over, it's saying, show that you respect her autonomy. Oh, okay, you good? I like that. Okay, that's great. I see you. I see you. Don't think that she is testing you when she is showing you what she has. My nose is itching. Don't think she is testing you. And it says she's not testing you. She's just showing you who she is. So in other words, I'm finished. A man that's thinking that you're testing me means that I think you're trying to make me see how I measure up to the car you drive, to the house you have. See if I'm gonna throw some chewing gum on the asphalt. Your brand nice driveway. See if I'm gonna put the seat up when I go to the bathroom because you got this nice plush rug and things in your bathroom. A man's going to think that you're trying to see how I measure up because of what you got. That you want here's the term on social media, high value. That you are a high value woman, so you think that I gotta be a high value man to roll with you.
The key word there was think.
Yeah. So that's what the paragraph says. Don't think that she's trying to test you.
Right.
Oh, I got a lot to say behind this one. But go ahead, because you got to respond.
Well, not a whole lot. To have him to, that's key word is think. Think that, and I say, why think? Why you got to? Well, I guess it's only natural to think about it, but I think it warrants a discussion. I think it warrants some clarification. Some of us women have things set up in our homes a certain way. We can be flexible about how it's undone. For example, coming in with dirty, muddy shoes on. Now, I think that the host of the house should not have to say to him to remove his shoes when there's mud all over his shoes. Or he's been somewhere and got dust and stuff all over his shoes. I think that if it's mentioned, it should be said to him in a polite way. Or if he's paying attention, sometimes he can just read your face and you can look down at his feet. And that will tell right there that maybe, you ought to remove your shoes. I don't think that's too much to ask when you're talking about the bathroom and all of that. If it's a woman's home, then you would expect it to be looking like it's a female's home. Nice and clean and tack and in order. Most of the time, not all the time. I don't think that there should be some judgment going on right there about her other than the fact that she's a clean person. I think any decent man would want a woman that's clean and neat and tidy. Keep herself clean and her home. I think that's a plus for a woman. Now, granted, some of us can go overboard with it. Some of us don't. You come in, and I don't smoke. I am one that don't allow smoking in my home. Not just because it smells up the house, but because of my medical issues. I cannot be around smoke like that. I will let that be known to the gentleman that is the case. Most folks that I know don't smoke anyway. And they know that I don't, so I don't have that problem. But I'm just giving that as an example because there are many households out there where women they smoke themselves and they don't mind somebody coming in smoking because the house is already smoky.
You're curving off the subject, man. The subject is the woman is independent.
She's independent because she likes her house clean and she wanted to stay clean.
Well, that's part of it, but the independence is her personality.
Yeah, okay.
So let's what do you think about the independence? Obviously, it makes sense to keep the house clean, so we got that point. But there are some things that men don't read well about a woman that's independent.
Well, I guess one thing can be her being independent, meaning that she can get things taken care of without his help. Or she has someone else to do it for her if she can't do it, like plumbing. Independent, pay your own stuff, pay for your own everything. When you're in a position and you've been single, we're talking singleness here. Mm-hmm. When you've been single long enough, you learn to be independent because you're single and you have to get things taken care of. So that's what you do. So when a man come in your life, in my life, I don't want him to feel obligated to have to take over paying anything. But I would do it in a nice, friendly, if something might come up and he might offer, well, you know what? Hey, I can go get you this bag of soil for your pots or whatever. Okay. Something that small. I don't think a woman should be that independent where she don't accept something sometime, but not expect it. There's a difference. There's accepting and then there's expecting. An independent woman don't expect to get much from anybody because she's independent. There's nothing wrong with being independent unless you blow it out of proportion. I don't need this from you. I don't want you to buy me anything. You don't need to go nowhere for me. I got this. I know how to drive. That's being bold. And to me, it's being kind of arrogant. It's a turnoff. But there are some women that will do that. I don't need nobody to be doing nothing for me. I got it. I think that's a terrible way to be because one day you're going to need somebody to do something for you. And that whoever that is might not be around because you turned everybody off years back. And everybody knows you as being the one that don't need nobody. So now when you do need somebody, hello, you're in trouble. So I would say don't practice being so independent where you can't have someone to help you sometime.
So that would be my point there. If a man is looking at you as somebody that's doing what he's doing or what he's, the social roles, the social construct of a man is, expected, to lead a household, to pay for stuff, to, a lot of that has changed and modulated throughout the years. But I think you're on point when you talk about how that woman presents herself and how she can control how he perceives her.
Now, keep in mind, it's going to be difficult for that independent woman to change. It's going to take time for her to switch over and realize, hey, you're going to need somebody to help you do it. Because if she's used to doing for so long, it's going to be difficult for her to transition. You can't just do that overnight. That's going to be a process. And hopefully the man that she's dealing with is going to understand that that's the way it is. It's going to take time. And that conversation, it can be a nice dialogue between the two of them to say, you know what, I know I've been doing this on my own, but please give me some time. I'm just not used to this help. I'm used to getting it done myself. So just bear with me. Keep the communication open.
I think it's the party of that man to just step back and understand what you just said. If she's not conscious of her overkill demonstrating how independent she is, she'll keep right on talking. Or it might be like we were talking about the men, she enjoys her job, she's working too much, or she's doing that because she's become independent. And so she's talking about her everyday life, and her everyday life includes, doing this and doing that and doing the invoices. It's all the same things I said. And so the man is going to be sitting there listening to all of that. And he's going to say, well, this chick don't need me. She's, that's a misinterpretation. And I already know this because, man.
Experience, right?
Right. Women, most educated group of people in Black women, to be specific, in America now. They're making a whole lot more money than the man is, but then they ain't got a lot of them don't have a man in their life, or they don't experience real love.
And why is that?
Because misplaced objectives, society's movements and changes, natural occurrences, people, recidivism rate, men going back and forth to jail. Like you said earlier, on another show, two men fighting, likely fighting over a woman. Our misappropriated family values. So a woman is going to have to jump out there on her own, in some ways, shape, form, or fashion, and then maintain sobriety of thinking about a man she wants. That'll be a hard thing to do. Well, she gonna be a career-focused person. I can do bad by myself kind of person. And the few men that pass her way that she can match with, she gonna miss them. And I said few men because a lot of them cutting up. Yes. But that don't mean you don't deserve one. So the few men that fit you, miss you, and I think the man might disqualify himself in front of an independent woman.
Why?
But the problem is that we're separated, not why. It's either we're married or we're not, or we got social anxiety because we got a charge. We did 3 years in prison, and we don't have the confidence. It's broken. All of this colonialism, the stuff that's rearing this ugly head back up in our conscience and our DNA, that those things crush a man. They ain't saying the women have experienced the same thing. So you just overcome yours in a lot of ways, but we haven't overcome together. We haven't overcome family-wise. If you're looking at marrying a Black man, or if you're looking at marrying outside of the race, if you're looking at marrying outside of the race because you can't find a Black man, then that's a failure to me. because I was not available for you. If you wanted a black man, somebody like your father. Okay? So I didn't say want a decent compromise. You can find a white guy, they cool people, some of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. But what you wanted was a black male.
Right.
So now you are outweighing us on education. You are not willing to lower your standards down, if that's what you feel, to allow me to come in my life, and I'm making 35 to $45,000 a year, and you making 85 to 100. So that's not where, and I'm not telling you to lower your standards, but men can misinterpret that woman is, oh, she got her thing going on. She, she don't want to listen to nobody. She just independent. We can misinterpret it that way too. She just arrogant. And that night she crying. Money ain't gonna make you happy. She don't want to be raising all them children by herself. You should have gave the children to the man when you left. Now you walk around, I got my kids. You should have left them with me. Then I would have straightened up because I got kids to take care of. But instead, you let the man run the street and you took the children that he created, that he planted the seed for, and you just carried them and nurtured them and birthed them, nurtured them, carried them, what order that is. So now you got the children.
Yeah.
Well, he should have had the children. He'd be right up under you then, baby. Let's talk this out. I got to now. How am I gonna run the street and I got to feed 3 heads?
Right.
Or I'm going to jail.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what you want. Now you don't want what you got. So, anyways, I admit that I feel some kind of way when I see a woman that's independent, but I have empathy because I know that she's had to become that way. What I get frustrated about is when I know what I know, and I know what I know, and you still don't want to listen. That's tradition saying, no, I can't trust this Negro. What has to happen then is you won't ever find a man that you're satisfied with if you don't ever let your guard down and let something go right or something go wrong. I ain't say let your most prized possession into a stranger's hand. But if you don't know what you're doing and you're not expecting to know what you're doing, a good man will show you that he's trying to teach you something. That's a godly position. If a man is trying to teach you, now if a man is trying to tell you something, that's a different story. Yeah. Yes, disagreements come, like that, because that position that man takes in your life, if he's going to tell you anything, he could probably needs to have a position of trust in your life. Okay, especially in the most sensitive areas of your life, that he gonna look. I'm just gonna tell you what you need to do. Okay, but if he's trying to teach you something, he's trying to explain something, he's pouring his heart out, and you still gonna look at him and say, "What?" That means that's way above your pay grade. You might be the most intellectual person in the world, and you poorest person on the block in common sense, and you already know that. But you have your ways of compensating for your lack of common sense about certain things. You have to protect yourself, or people will take advantage of you. So it's hard to realize when you meet a real man that's about his business. That doesn't mean he's perfect. That means he's about his business. He accepts what he does not do well in, and he accepts what he excels in. So yeah, the man can, to close the point or give my conclusion, the man can be misinterpreted and think you're testing him And if you think that I think you're testing me, then maybe the best way is to not try to show me that you're as smart as I am. It might be during the interrogations, you just choose choice words. Professionally, I'm trained in interrogations, confessions and interrogations of criminals. And one of the coolest moves you can make is instead of telling a man that, yeah, you stabbed so and so with a knife and you cut their throat and you stab them 6 times in the back, then as an investigator, you're trying to get fruit. You ain't trying to get competition. So you'll say, well, it seemed like it must have been a passionate situation because you hit her about 3 times in the back and then you hit her on the throat. I mean, it was a lot of emotional pain that was going on. And let's say you don't know that you're talking to the killer, or the killer don't know that you know. And you're saying, yeah, this guy that did this, he was really upset with her. It was, it was what we call a crime of passion. And it was we counted about 15 places where he hit her at. Now, to translate the word hit to stab.
Yeah.
You're trying to let this man know he's going to go to prison for the rest of his life, or you're trying to let this man know he was going through changes when he stabbed this woman.
Yeah.
So you can choose your words to show me who you are as this queen. And you can also be silent and be louder than thunder. I call it silent thunder. The
And
less you say,
yeah,
the better you look sometimes.
Yep. I agree.
So I don't know how to keep you from being in competition with me or a man that's seeing your independence. But I do know that telling him you can do everything and telling him that you can use a screwdriver, in a few minutes, you're going to be asking him to use a screwdriver. He's going to say, well, I thought you know how to use it. So you tighten the screw up. Yeah. You was just trying to tell him you ain't scared of a screwdriver. You really ain't a mechanic. But then he going to say, yeah, well, you were so big and bad. You got all that money. You pay for the bill. Since you want to talk about how much you make at your job all the time and how much money I don't make.
I think that we as women just have to be careful as single women.
Oh, it's 53 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
Know. Yeah. And before we close, I just wanted to make this small point that we as women really need to be careful how we say and what we say, and if we say anything, and just leave it at that.
Yeah, we can mess it up. And we can mess up a good thing, too. We sure enough can.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great episode of Let's Talk Real Life with Ms. Nada Manning. I'm your co-host, Coach Vernon Garrison. We love you to life, including Awesome Radio 1570 on your FM dial, AM dial. All right. And social media, Awesome Radio, Facebook, and YouTube. Love you guys to life. See you on the next show.
All righty.